today's live. In today's live, I'm going to show you how to cut a trouser, okay, and how to prevent gapping. You know that thing when you're not wearing your trouser and you now have like gapping at the back of your waist like this. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to prevent that. But before we go ahead, there are children playing in this compound, so I need to close the window so we can all hear each other. Okay, so to start a trouser, this is my fabric I'm working with. This is the fabric I'm working with, and I'm just going to go ahead quickly to mark out my starting line. First of all, I'm going to cut out this industrial end. So first of all, waiting. Hello. Why did my phone decide to sleep? You guys pray for me. This live video, I've already done all the configuring yesterday, and now I've started the live video and the phone decides to sleep. Sleep, okay, when I'm live. Please, oh, don't sleep. Wake up, collect your money. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut out the industrial end. So I want to draw out my starting line, and for this starting line, I'm just going to use 1 inch for the starting line. You're going to find out the reason why I'm using 1 inch later. Okay, so if you joined the live video yesterday and I was unable to complete it, thank you for coming today, because I felt so bad. I saw a lot of you waiting for me to come back online, and I was just talking. I didn't know it wasn't live. So if you were in that live video yesterday, I'm sorry. Okay, so I've gone ahead to draw my starting line at 1 inch. Okay, let me just further emphasize the line so that you guys should see, because it's a live video, sometimes the quality tends to be a little bit messed up. Okay, so this is my starting line. I used 1 inch from the top. So the next thing we are going to do now is we are going to mark our hip line, our crouch line, our knee line, and the length of this trouser. Okay, so now from this my starting line here, 8 inches downwards is my hips. So from the starting line, I'm going to come 8 inches downwards. Okay, so after coming 8 inches downwards, I'm going to draw my starting line, my hip line. Okay, why is this phone sleeping though? Please, you guys, hold on a bit, just hold on. I don't know why this phone is trying to sleep when I'm trying to go live, so just please hold on a bit. Let me fix display. Sleep, okay, keep screen on. Something wrong. Okay guys, we're back. I don't know why my phone is trying to sleep, so I just had to fix the setting. I'm not used to going live, so it's a little bit technical for me. Okay, so I've gone ahead to mark 8 inches. I wanted you guys to see what I'm marking. Okay, so I went ahead to mark my hip line at 8 inches. Can you guys see this line? Yes, you can see. Okay, so my crouch length, okay, the length of my crouch is 10 inches. And I know you'll be like, oh, Ada, how do you know your crouch length is 10 inches? I have a detailed video on this channel on how to calculate crouch length. I have a very detailed video, because I want to start explaining it to you guys here now. Okay, how you calculate crouch length is, by the time you take your trouser measurement from your waist down, you now take your ins, that one they call inseam or inner leg. That's the distance from your down below, down this way. That's your inner leg, right? That's how you know the difference between both of them. That is your crouch length. Okay, so that's your crouch length. So that's how I got my own crouch length. So you need to check that video out. At the end of this live video, I think I'll put it at the end screen, or I will put it I'll link the video in the comment section. Okay, so now I've taken my crouch length at 10 inches, my hip point at 8 inches. Now our trouser, our knee length, right? Mine is 19 and a half inches. I'm just going to take 19. Okay, So my knee length is 19 inches. And sometimes some people, how they get their knee length is their trouser length divided by 2 minus 1 inch. Some people just do trouser length divided by 2. Okay, so me, for this particular tutorial, I'm just doing trouser length divided by 2 because it's like a free trouser. I think the next tutorial will be on how to cut a fitted trouser. Okay, so this is my knee length. Okay, so now I'm going to take my trouser length. So my trouser length is around 39.5 inches. Let's just say 40 inches. Okay, so I'll mark 41 because I need 1 inch to turn over, that's to fold the hem. Okay, so taking my trouser length at 41 inches. See, by the time you mark all these things, when you mark all these things in your videos, I say video, on your trouser, cutting a trouser now becomes very straightforward by the time you mark all your important lines. Okay, so now this, can you guys see me? Yeah, so this is my hip line, this is my crouch point. Okay, this is my knee point, and from here to here is a trouser length. Okay, let me just lighten this other side so that you guys can see the other side of this tutorial. Okay, so this is what we have here. So now from the top, which is the waistline, from here now, which is our waistline, I'm going to go ahead and mark circumference of my hips divided by 4 plus 1 inch. The 1 inch is the sewing allowance. Okay, so circumference of my hips divided by 4, mine is 44, so plus 1 inch for my sewing allowance, or you can do 1.5 inch. Let's just do 1 inch. So I mark 12. Okay, so I'm going to mark it here, and I'm also going to come to my crouch point, and I'm also going to mark it as well. Okay, so I'm marking 12 here as well. Okay, so this is 12. So after taking 12, the next thing I had to do, I took at the waistline and at my hip line. Okay, so you guys just be dropping your questions, or just wait till like the end of the tutorial so that I'll be able to take your questions once and for all. So I've drawn a straight line. So now we want to insert our crouch curve. Okay, so now me, how I calculate my crouch curve is my hips divided by 16. Okay, so 44 divided by 16. What we have here is around 7.5, let's just say 3 inches. Okay, but then I'm going to mark 3.5 because that half an inch will be for me to join it. Do you understand? So I'm going to mark 3.5. Okay, because I need that half an inch to join, the two sides together. So that half an inch is like my sewing allowance. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do now is to connect everything together. Now I see a lot of people, when they want to connect, they kind of make it a little bit, it's not very curvy. For the front, you guys let it curve in. Let it curve in so that it doesn't pack. Okay, so I'm using this my ample ruler to curve it in. If you guys want me to be coming live, I can only do that in the morning because my baby goes to school. That's when I'll have the concentration. Okay, so I just went ahead to curve it in. You can see we have a very beautiful curved in crouch. So this is my crouch curve. You can see how I married it into the whole thing. Okay, so now after doing this, the next thing I went ahead to do is, I don't know why I'm saying this thing as if I'm doing voiceover. You guys, I'm used to doing voiceover. Okay, so now you're going to take the distance from here to here. So I have 15.5 inches. So at our knee point, whatever we have here, we're going to minus 2 inches from it and mark it at our knee point. So I have 15.5 inches minus 2. That's 13.5 inches. Okay, so that's 13.5 inches. So now, because I added sewing allowance here to just trickle down, okay, so 13.5 inches. So I'm marking 13.5 inches here. So since I'm marking 13.5 inches here, I'm going to come to the hem, that's my trouser length, and I'm going to mark 12.5 inches. Okay, that's 12.5. This 12.5 inches is making my tongue do long. Okay, so let's just go over it again. Here, I marked my what's it called now? crouch curve here. So after taking my crouch curve, I took the distance from here to here, and I got 15.5. So I have 15.5 here. Now here, whatever you're going to take at the midpoint, you're just going to minus the distance between these 2 points. You're going to minus 2 inches from here and mark it here. Okay, so let it be a little bit shapy. Okay, so whatever you at the hem as well, whatever I took at my midpoint, I'm going to minus 1 inch. That's the width of my knee. I'm going to minus 1 inch from the width of my knee, and I'm going to mark it at the hem. So here I marked 15.5 inches. Here, so here like this is 15.5 inches. While minus 2 inches, that's 13.5 inches. At the hem, for the hem, I have 12.5 inches. That's like 12.5. So the next thing I'm just going to go ahead to do now is to connect all my markings together. So I know you're going to be saying, oh, that joining allowance. Remember when I was marking my crouch curve, I told you guys that my crouch curve is 3 inches, but then I added half an inch for my joining allowance. Okay, so that's why it looks as if my midpoint is having 13.5 inches. The hem, the width of the hem is also having 13.5 inches. Okay, remember when we were taking our hips measurement, we added joining allowance as well. Okay, so now this is what we have here. I'm just going to go ahead to connect everything together. Okay, so this is what I'm doing here. So this is what we have here for the front part. Okay, so now this is what we have here for the front part. We've gone ahead to like draft the inner parts of the front parts. Let me know back it. So now let's shape out the waist, because remember when we started the tutorial, from this point we just took our hips measurement. So this is the waistline. Let's shape out the waist. So my waist is 32. So 32, you're going to use your own waist measurement. So my waist is 32. So 32 divided by 4, that's 8 inches, right? So plus 1 inch for that, 1 inch for that, that's 9 inches, right? Good. Then 1 inch for sewing allowance, that's 10 inches. Then half an inch, you know this joining we're going to do here. You know we are going to join the crotch curve together, plus half an inch plus this for this joining here. So that's 10.5 inches, that's 10.5. Okay, so from here I'm going to place my tape backwards and I'm going to mark 10.5. Okay, so now, okay, this is 10.5 here. After marking 10.5, I'm just going to connect it to my hip point. Okay, I'm just going to connect it to my hip point. You guys will see me moving different directions because I don't want to block the camera. So I use my ruler and I just shaped it into my hip line. Okay, so you can see what we have here. Can you guys see this? Yes, so this is what we have here. So now remember that this is our waist point. Just going to extend this line upwards. Okay, so extend this line upwards. So after I've gone ahead to extend this line upwards, from here to here we have 10.5 inches. So half of 10.5 inches is like 5.2 inches or 5.25 inches. So let's just mark 5.2 inches. Okay, so because the waistline is not straight, okay, especially for trousers, it's not straight, so we have to curve the waistline of this trouser. Okay, so I'm just going to raise this a little bit. You can do this with your straight ruler, but a lot of the times mine comes out looking funny, so I like to do it with my hip curve ruler. If you know yours, you can do yours with your straight ruler. Definitely go ahead, but mine always looks funny when I do it with my straight ruler, so I just like to do it with my curvy ruler. Okay, so we're just going to curve this in. So I've curved it in. Okay, so now after curving it in, this is what we have here for the front part of this trouser. Very simple, very straightforward, no plenty talk. So before I go ahead to cut, let me just verify my measurement one more time. Okay, verify my measurement. Okay, so everything is well verified. The next thing I'm just going to go ahead to do is to cut. Okay, so let's cut. Okay, I just hope I didn't use my front fabric. I just hope I didn't use my back fabric to cut the front part for this particular tutorial. Let me not cry premium tears. Oh my god. Okay. So you can see that cutting a trouser is very simple. Before, I used to cut my back part and my front part together, but the moment I used to cut my back part separately from my front part, and sometimes it just used to give me headache. But the moment I started this method I'm showing you guys, I started doing it, life became easier, my people. Life became easier. Okay, so I'm just going to turn so that I can cut this other side properly. So that's one cue when you are cutting. If you see that, oh, this angle that my scissors is getting to, it's not going to be easy for me to cut through. Ladies and gentlemen, turn. Turn. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut the hip, sorry, the waist. If you guys want me to be coming live, just let me know in the comment section. If you have any question about this front part, ask them now before I go ahead to cut the back part. Okay? If you have any question about this front part, ask it now before I go ahead to cut the back part. Let me not cut the side of the front so that everything will be together. Let me not start shaking. When I'm done cutting the front and the back, I will now cut the side for the front. Okay? So let me just use pin to hold it. But I don't want to go and cut it now, it will now be moving. Okay? You guys understand that? So I want to take questions. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Okay, I'm reading your comments now. Okay, let me see if you guys have any question for me. Okay. Okay, you guys don't have any question yet. Okay, please, you guys should just comment. The chat is empty now. How about we have 8 people on the live video? Somebody said hi, boss. Hey, Mercy. Hi. Everybody, drop a comment for me. Let me know where you're watching from. I have 8 people live and you people are not commenting. I don't like it too. People should not make me sad this morning. Okay, so I'm going ahead to cut the front part. Now it's time for the back. But before we cut the front, you guys are seeing this line here. See this point where our hip line, let me bring it closer to the camera. See this point, I'm going to draw a straight line like this. We need it for the back. Okay, so please drop a like, comment, love, say I love this video, so that YouTube will know that this video is a good video and you can send it out. So I just went ahead to draw a straight line. See the way I drew the straight line. We will need it for the back part. Okay, so now this is the front part. It's time for the back part. It's time for the back part. So let's do the back part. I'm so glad that there's lights today. If you were in yesterday's live video, a lot of things went wrong. A lot of things went wrong. Okay, so I always like to give my fabric, especially when it's on the fold, I like to give it a good press because it just makes everything relax. You guys, if there's no light, that audio is not sewing. First of all, I don't even have a manual machine. And if I'm sewing, there must be lights. But I don't have strength to be fighting with fabric. There are a lot of things that ironing will do for you. There are a lot of things that ironing will do for you. I think I need to add water to the iron. So always make sure that you press your fabric. Always make sure you press your fabric before you cut because it just gives it a little bit of stability. You get it doesn't allow it to move around and be shaking and be giving you headache. Okay, yeah, so that one is one very important thing. So let me know what you guys are doing this morning, all of you that are on this live video, because one of the reasons why I have not been coming live because I'm like, it's early in the morning, who is on YouTube in the morning? But in the evening when maybe you guys will want to watch, maybe you guys want to come and watch the video, my baby will be back from school and he'll be very active and he will need my attention. So that's even another reason why coming live, I just like, oh, I'm not coming live, I don't have strength to struggle. But I'm just going to come live in the morning and so you guys can watch. And sometimes it's better you join the live video so you can ask all your questions. You can get to see me live, interact and everything. Okay, so now I'm giving it a good press. This iron, I need to scrub it with salt. Okay, so this is the back part now. You guys can see this, right? So to cut the back part, I'm just going to grab my front part, okay? And I'm going to place it on the back part. Very simple. There's no plenty stress. But you want to make sure that you give distance. Give distance from the top. Okay, so me now, just make sure that there's distance from the top, from the back part and as in there's at least 1 inch, at least 2 inches. Let's say 2 inches. Let me not say 1 inch. Okay, there's at least 2 inches gap from the top. Okay, so now let me adjust it as well. Okay, so take your time, adjust it. Me, I'm taking my time because I don't want to finish cutting this thing and now be crying premium tears. Please. Okay, so can you guys see this? Now with this, let me adjust the camera because this is a very critical part of this tutorial. Okay, so I think I'll just bring this. Let me adjust this camera. You guys, let me put you people here. Okay, can you people see me? Good. I will adjust the camera later again, but I want people to see what I want to do now. Okay, so now can you guys see me well? You guys can see the front and the back part, right? So this is the back, this is the front. Okay, so now at this our crouch point, remember, see this place we drew line back, this place we drew this line. Remember the line we drew in the front part. Let me bring this one closer. So you guys remember the line that we drew in this front part? Yes. We are just going to where this front line stop, where this the fabric for this front stop. From there, just go up by 1/2 inch. Okay, so I've gone up by 1/2 inch. Okay, so now after going up by 1/2 inch, this is my crouch line. I'm just going to use my ruler. This is my crouch line for the front. I'm going to use my ruler and extend it at the back. Remember that the front pattern, the front fabric is on the back. Okay, so I'm just going to extend it. Good. So after extending it, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 inches. Okay, so I've added 2 inches now. So now after adding 2 inches, just leave it there. Okay, don't move. The next thing I'm going to go ahead to do, oh, this place I didn't cut it for the front part. Remember that we shaped, let me show you guys before we go ahead. Remember that for the front part we shaped our waistline here. So I didn't cut it. Let me cut it now. Because I was wondering, why is it looking straight? It's meant to look curvy. Okay, you see, if it was edited tutorial now, I would have cut it. You guys will not know. Okay, so this is why you join live video, so you know that your tutor also forgets. So I'm just going to go ahead to like shape the front. So remember that we curved the waist of the front. Okay, so we're going ahead to cut it the normal way. Okay, so we are back to the tutorial. Okay, so now this is the starting line for this back part. So you are going to mark it. Okay, so after marking it, from this place you mark it, you are going to come in by 1.5 inch. Okay, so from this point that I marked, I'm going to come in by 1.5 inch. Okay, so now this place I came in by 1.5 inch. I'm going to extend the line upwards. Okay, I'm going to extend the line upwards. This place I came in by 1 inch. I extended the line upwards. This initial place that we marked, we no longer need that point. Okay, we just needed it to know the starting line where we can now, start shaping the back for the waist. Okay, so now we've come in by 1.5 inch. We're just going to draw our crouch like this. Okay, do you guys understand? If you're not understanding, let me know. So I think this is the point. Okay, let me just draw it. Okay, so Remember, we extended the front crouch from where the crouch stopped at the, let me show you guys again. From where the crouch stopped in the front part, for the back, I extended it by 2 inches. This point here, where it stopped in the front, where this point is in the front, I came up by 1/2 inch for the back. And for this, my waistline, I marked where my waistline, where it is starting here. Then from this point, I came in by 1.5 inch. So what I want to do now is I want to draw my crouch curve for the back. Okay. You guys, I have to change direction again. So I want to draw my crouch curve for the back part. Okay. So now this is what we are going to do. You want to make sure it slides in. Very important. Must slide in. Must slide in. Because it has to slide into the bum. You understand? So you will see that there's a clear difference between the crouch curve we have in front. You can see how slanted this one is. Why the one for the front is not so slanted? Can you see the one we have for the front? The one for the back is way slanted. Okay, so I'm just going to shift this camera again so that you guys can now back to the angle where it was before. So my light went off. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust my camera back to the angle where it was before so you guys can see the entire tutorial. Okay, so now we are back. We are done with the crouch curve. So remember that we extended the crouch line here by 2 inches. Okay, so which means for the sides here we're going to extend it by 2 inches. That's the width of the trouser. I'm going to extend it by 2 inches because of the bum bum. Okay, you guys know that in Africa here we have like wide butts, large bum bum. So we have to like accommodate that. I don't know how to explain it to you. We have to accommodate the bum. So that's why we do all this. So I'm adding 2 inches to the entire inseam. Okay, some people call it inseam, some people call it inner leg of the trouser. That place that faces the inner, you know, when your thigh, that place your thigh joins together. That part. We're going to add 2 inches. Okay. So now I've added 2 inches to the entire thing. I'm just going to use my ruler and connect everything together. Okay. I'm going to use my ruler, connect everything together. So now we're getting towards the curve. So I'm switching to my hip curve ruler. So you guys, you'll be wondering, oh, why are you using several rulers? Ladies and gentlemen, rulers, they make cutting easier for you. So you will not say, oh, I want to be using my hand and you'll be struggling with fabric. Get yourself a ruler. Okay? So first of all, I always advise people, when you start your sewing, don't rush and be buying everything everybody advertises. When there is a need, you begin to get it one after the other. Okay? So I've gone ahead to increase the width of my trouser at the back because we need it to accommodate the bum. Okay, so now remember that we came in by 1.5 inches, so it means that the waist for the back part is short. Okay, it means that the waist for the back part is short, so let's fix that. We need to add the 1.5 inch back. Okay, so from here just draw a straight line. Okay, see why we need our rulers. So from here now, just draw a straight line. Okay. So now, after drawing a straight line, I'm just going to go ahead and add that 1.5 inch that we minus, right? I'm going to add it back. So I've added that 1.5 inch back. And what are we going to do? We're just going to connect it to the hip point, just like we did for the front part. Just connect it to the hip point so that everything will level up back. Okay. So let me switch. Okay, so I'm just going to come and connect it back to my hip point. Okay. Okay. So I connected it back to my hip point. So now let me move backwards now so you guys can see this point very well. I've connected it back to my hip point. So this place now, this is our waistline now. You're going to extend this line upwards. Okay. No, I don't need to. This is okay like this. I don't need to extend it upwards. It's okay. So you guys see that even your so-called professionals like me, we make mistakes. Okay, so now this is the back part, and you know that the back has the bum bum. And sometimes if you don't add bum bum allowance, like I like to call it, somebody say, "Hi, boss, I'm watching from Calabar." Hello, Messi, Benedita. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce your name. We say I'm watching from Zambia. Are you serious, Zambia? How is Zambia? How is Zambia doing? Though? I've heard a lot of things about Zambia. Okay, so now this point here, from here, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inch. Okay. Some people do 2 inches, but me, I noticed that whenever I do 2 inches, it's too much. It's too much for my bum bum. So if you have a really, really wide butt that is bigger than mine, you can do 2 inches. But me, my own is not that big. So from this point, I came up by 1.5 inch, right? I'm going to connect it to my waistline. Okay. So 1.5 inch like this now. I'm going to connect it to my waistline for the back. Okay. So now connect. Okay. Okay, so I've connected it to my waist point for the back. So this is just how simple it is to cut the back part. Let me just use my office pin to hold everything down together. So it's not as I'm cutting now, it will now be moving. I don't want that. So you also want to do that when you're cutting yours. You use your office pin to hold everything in place. Okay, use your office pin, hold everything in place. In the comment section, tell me questions section. I don't know why I keep calling it comment section session. Let me know like your problem areas and videos you want me to go live, and let's tackle them and get everything over it. Okay, so it's time to cut. So now let's cut the back part. Am I the only one who likes the sound of my scissors biting through my fabric? It makes me feel like I've made all the right decisions in life. I think I told them that on my live video yesterday. I told them this. I said I like the sound of my scissors biting through my fabric. It just makes me feel like, oh my God, you are such a serious person in life. You made all the right decisions. Because a lot of the times I feel like I don't make all the right decisions in my life. Okay, now I'm gonna have to cut the crouch curve for the back. Okay, so now let's cut the sides for the back. So this is why I held it down with office pin, because sometimes when you're cutting this place, it will now be moving, and you really don't want it to move. You don't want it to move. If it moves at this point, it messes up your whatever you've measured, and there'll be a lot of errors. Okay, so this is why. Okay, so now let's cut the top part of this trouser. Okay. Okay, so now we have successfully cut this trouser. Okay, so remember that I didn't open up the side for the front. I didn't open up the side for the front. So I'm just gonna ahead to open it up now. Okay, So let me just show you the difference between the front, the crouch curve in the front and the crouch curve in the back. So all this we eliminate all those packing, and it is packing. It's going to eliminate everything. Okay, so now this is what the crouch curve looks like in the back. Look at it very well. Just take a mental note of the curve in the back. Okay, you can see how a little bit the L is a little bit, it's like it's lying down. Okay, so this is what the crouch curve looks like for the back. Now let me show you what it looks like for the front. Okay, let me show you what it looks like for the front. So can you see how the crouch curve in the front looks like? Can you see what it looks like? You can see that it's way different from the back. Okay, because for the front it's kind of is lying down so that it can easily slide into the boat. You understand? So this is what the one for the front looks like. So let us cut the band, because this trouser now has a little band, and recently I've learned a new trick when it comes to cutting bands for our trousers. Okay, for me, because on this internet now I have to be telling people that this is my own method, because some people they will be sad. They will not come on my YouTube channel and that they want to let all their annoyance from. Please, I'm not the cause of the problem. So anything I'm saying now is my own method. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark out my desired length. Okay, my waist is 32, but let me just mark 38 here. So it's better as excess than it is short. You understand? It's better as excess. According to Nigerian language, you better say plenty, you over than no rich. If you are in Nigeria watching, you understand what I mean. Okay, so now I'm going to mark the width of this band 3 inches because it's going to be on a fold. And the reason why I'm marking 3 inches is because by the time we fold it and attach it, right? By the time you fold it and attach it, it's going to be around 1.5 inch or sometimes 1.2 inch. So, it's not so much. So a lot of people are of the opinion that, the band for your trousers should be curvy. But me, since it's just a very little band and I've gone ahead to shape my crouch, I just do it like this so that I don't have to start curving my band. Okay, this is what I do. Yeah, so the width of this band 3 inches. Remember, it's going to be on a fold. Okay, it's going to be on a fold. So now this is what we have here, guys. I'm gonna have to cut 3 inches. The width is 3 inches rather. The length is around 38. Okay, that's like 6 inches extra, but I don't mind. So 3 inches. Okay. So if you guys don't know, I have a detailed online class for beginners. Okay, I have detailed online class for beginners. I also have a pattern drafting class, a basic to pro pattern drafting class. So if you are having issues with understanding pattern drafting, you don't know how to draft patterns, you want to learn to draft your own pattern, right? You need to join this class. I will pin the WhatsApp number for my online classes in the description box of this particular live video so that you guys can chat me up if you want to join the class and if you want to pay for the class. So this is the band. This is the band for the trouser. Okay, you're going to put possible interface where you want to sew. So I'm going to make a sewing tutorial. It will not be live, okay, because we are in Nigeria. I know other African countries, people have staple light, but my people, Nigeria, the so-called giant of Africa, we don't have stable lights. So I'm going to film a tutorial on how to sew this trouser. So you want to look out for that one so you can watch it. Okay. So this is the front and the back trouser together. This is my band. Okay. This is my band. Okay, so let me check if you guys have questions. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment